Hi guys, it's Matt. Welcome to the video. I am a compulsive gambler in recovery and I'm your mind and movement mentor here to help you. So something's happened over the last 48 hours or so that's made me recall one of my sort of earliest, most notorious problem gambling memories. And I thought I would share it. Probably because I could do with a reminder of how bad it was. I suppose to some extent, now that I've moved on from that headspace, there'll be some level of therapeutic or cathartic nature in doing it. And this might really relate to some people, and they might, this could be the video that they were looking for to help them move into gambling recovery. And that's why I make these videos. So my dog is currently destroying a yakachoo in the background, my puppy Finch. So if you can hear the noise, that's what that is. So the year was 2004. And I know this because about 2 minutes ago, I Googled when the first episode of Strictly Come Dancing aired on TV. And it was May 2004. And I know that because this took place on the Friday. And I remember my head just being all over the place for the subsequent weekend. In particular, on the Saturday, just being an absolute shell of a human, looking for an excuse to get out of the house. I lived with my parents at the time. My mum was super excited for that show to start. And it was just, for whatever reason, that sticks in my mind. So it was the last Friday of the month. And I am going to mention amounts in this video. I know that that's not always the case in the GA rooms, Gamblers Anonymous, it's not always the case, but for context, I am going to mention them in this instance. So I'd just been paid. It was the last Friday of the month. I was working for a high street bank at the time. And I remember the first red flag being that there was some of us, about 8 or 9 of us that used to work on the banking hall, either on an 11 o'clock, a 12 o'clock or a 1 o'clock lunch. Bearing in mind, we didn't open the branch until 9 o'clock. I would always ask for the 11 o'clock lunch because I was desperate to get over the road to either Ladbrokes or Coral, both of which were a stone's throw. The bank was kind of almost in between them. Real cluster of betting shops in this area. And people could almost not understand what was so attractive to me about the 11 o'clock. They preferred to kind of do a portion of the working day and then eat a bit later. But for me, no, 10:59, I'm asking questions, can I go? And I'm straight out the door. And I remember I withdrew all of my wages. That was about £1,700 that I got paid after tax. And I didn't eat any food. I went to Ladbrokes and lost all of it in one of the FOBT, the fixed odds betting terminal machines that still exist now. Now there's only a limit of maximum, I think it's £2 a play. Back then it was £100. And you could literally do, I think, like a spin every minute, 3 spins a minute or something like that. It was absolutely rapid fire, crack cocaine, high octane gambling to the addict. And I remember coming back to the branch just completely bewildered, just not sure what I was going to do, just furious at myself that it had happened again. How on earth was I going to get through the next working month? I didn't have many commitments at that time. I paid my mum and dad maybe like £100 for rent. I had a cheap car to run. I had a lot of disposable income. I was late teens. So life wasn't maybe as serious as it is now in terms of commitments. And as the afternoon wore on, a friend of mine owed me £90. And I got a random message that I sort of wasn't expecting, probably because it was his payday as well. And, mate, squaring up the debt, just transferred you £90, should be in your account now. So I thought, okay, well, that's at least a little bit of food. That's a bit of petrol in the car. That's some consolidation for the next 72 hours or something. As soon as I finish work, about 5:05, I go in the other direction to Coral. And I take the £90 out the hole in the wall and I put it in the roulette machine. not really hoping for much. At this point, it's more of just a lower consciousness autopilot response, where it's almost just kind of like I'm still in the haze from lunchtime. It doesn't make any sense to do anything other than just go, like I said, autopilot into there and carry on. So put the £90 in and I start doing really well. Get up to about £700-800, which is a hell of a return if you kind of do the maths. And I'm starting to think, okay, I'm still down on the day, but I didn't expect this. You know, a couple of hours ago, I was absolutely finished. And I think I've been given a bit of a second bite here. I literally cannot walk away from the machine. I keep just autopilot, repeat, spin, repeat, spin. I actually play it up until just over £2,300 that's on the balance. I'm getting an unbelievable run of numbers, quite something, staggering really, versus the percentage return for the £90 that I put in. The guy shouts to me from behind the counter saying, you know, let me know when you're going to cash that out. I need to set the safe. It'll take about 10 minutes or so just give us a nod. At this point, I don't have a care in the world. I'm singing, I'm dancing in my mind, I'm just sort of diddling on the spot. You know, I don't have any friends with me in there, but there's a couple of bystanders that are looking over my shoulder at this point, kind of invested in how I'm doing, because it's just been one hell of a crazy run. So yeah, I won't be long, just keep going. Doing £100 a spin at this point. And slowly but surely, the money just dwindles away. I get down to 2,000, I tell myself I'm going to play to 2,000, I'm going to go. I go beneath, I tell myself I'm going to go to 1,500. I've rescued the day unbelievably. How have I done that? I'm going to go. I can't stop pushing the button. And I tell myself again at 1,000, at 500. And I remember the last couple of spins just being like an out-of-body experience where there was no way that I was taking any money at this point. How had I possibly ruined this chance that a couple of hours ago I would have been absolutely ecstatic to get? I could have, you know, replenished the rest of the month's spend. Unbelievably, the way my gambling mind worked, I was actually up on the day, so I was in profit. It was like lunchtime had never happened. I could go home, enjoy my weekend. And I just remember being totally and utterly powerless. And no exaggeration, I must have been in there from about 5:05 to about 6:45. And I still had about a 20-25 minute drive home. I had missed calls from my mum on my phone, where normally I was in about 5:45, maybe slightly later if there was traffic on the M3, but certainly not this time. And I remember kind of just having to ring her when I came out and just kind of say that there was a problem at the bank with a customer, just an absolute story that wasn't particularly believable. I was just on my way home now. She was probably incredibly suspicious. But it just really highlighted to me at no point was I ever satisfied with kind of where I was at. I was just, when I think back to it now, I was literally just playing to play. Like there was a part of me, I suppose, logically, that if you'd have slapped my hand away and printed out a ticket at £2,000, I could have breathed a sigh of relief and been like, well, that's good. I've won a little bit of money today, and gosh, whatever happened at lunchtime, I'm going to need to learn my lesson from that. And it was just, you know, I'm sad to say my gambling addiction career went on beyond this. That wasn't a day where I did anything definitive about it, but it's a day that really kind of represented just how bad it was for me at a really kind of young age. And it's definitely in probably my top 5 most harrowing gambling stories. Not that I particularly want to rank them. I've shared a couple in the past because it just really stands out for that reason. And it's kind of, I don't want to say nice to think back. I kind of feel that like I couldn't do that again because of where I'm at now with my recovery. But I'm almost kind of cautious to say that out loud because of the way that addiction works and relapse. But I wanted to share that. I wanted to share that because that might be relatable to you. That might be the kind of behaviour that you've seen in yourself, possibly with those sums of money or not. That's largely irrelevant. Possibly with someone you know. And so I make these videos to try and highlight a problem that I have, that I know other people have. When you look at the stats, it's very alarming the way the needle of the trajectory is moving for compulsive and problem gamblers. So please share this video with anyone that you know might want to see it. Feel free to comment and engage with me below. Like I say, I want to raise awareness about problem gambling. I want this to be a kind of half awareness, half kind of troubleshooting channel, because I know what it's like to live with a gambling addiction. And there are positive things that you can do and ways that you can set up your life. Like I say, I just want to share this information with someone that is like a younger version of me and what they wanted to hear at the time. So if you get a chance to subscribe, like the video, support the channel in any way, I'll be eternally grateful. Thanks for listening. I'll see you on the next video very soon.